Okay, so when I was thinking about what to do for my transportation story, I immediately thought back to the first time that I heard one of my favorite songs, which is called Wandering Star by Polisa. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sing the first two verses of it because I think it's a lot more impactful to actually hear the lyrics sung. So bear with me because I'm not a singer. Okay, so here's the first two verses of Wandering Star by Polisa. When the day is done and I lay me down, I sit alone in my lonely bed and I think about the day we had, and it makes me sad 'cause you're gone. When the day is done and I lay me down, the sheets are cold and your space is dark, and I hear you whispering something sweet, but it doesn't move any nerves in me. Okay, so you can understand that the lyrics are, when the day is done and I lay me down, I sit alone in my lonely bed and I think about the day we had, and it makes me sad because you're gone. When the day is done and I lay me down, the sheets are cold and your space is dark, and I hear you whispering something sweet, but it doesn't move any nerves in me. And so when I first heard the song, it immediately took me back to the moment in my life when I first broke up with my one of my very first boyfriends. And it was a really hard time for me. I was really sad. And of course, I was just asking my family and friends, when am I going to be over this guy? When am I going to stop feeling, being sad and feeling, so hurt? And like good family and friends do, they told me, it's going to take time. It'll take time to heal. And, we can't tell you exactly how much, but you'll know it when it happens. And, after a certain amount of time has elapsed, all of a sudden, there'll be a moment when you realize, I'm over this guy and I'm fine. And it's just, it's hard because you don't know how long it's going to take, days, months, you have no idea, but at least you have hope that you'll feel that moment when it does come. And so for me, that moment happened when I first listened to Wandering Star. I remember I was listening to it, and just the whole world around me was completely shut off. I was in my own universe, and I was smiling during the song. And I listened to it, and when it was over, I took my headphones off, and reality kind of flooded back in on me, and I was really happy. I was still smiling when the song was over, and I realized, excuse me, that that had been my moment. That was the defining moment for me when I realized I was over that guy. I wasn't sad anymore. I'd moved on, and it's so weird because it happens without you really noticing it. It's not like there's a day when you just wake up and you're like, I'm over him today. It's like there's just some weird moment when you realize, whoa, I haven't thought about this person in a couple days or weeks. Cool. Like I'm fine now. I'm not sad anymore. I'm good. And it's a really cool moment, and it definitely happened to me when I listened to Polisa for the first time, that song. And it just showed me the difference between where I was in that moment when I was listening to the song and where I had been when I broke up with my boyfriend. It was pretty cool.